we also talked about it.
I call.
So yeah.
Well, you guys are like looking into getting to the tournament.
So hopefully
Never gonna forget that.
Yeah, 9 months ago.
I said it was a very good turnout. Yeah.
That's what I thought it would be. It's a bigger buy for one day. People around the area love it.
Yeah. I know we're also talking about multi-day events. You know, day one is this, and then day two you're automatically.
The other night.
I guess an answer would be certain.
I did not like seeing you call, but it's not the worst.
That's a pretty good spot for you.
I need a 5 or a 4, right? It's not a spade.
There you go.
Yeah, I get the size.
And the set finishes off.
Yeah. So I played a Deepstack tournament on Friday. It was a pretty good tournament. It was the structure ended up being pretty good. It was only about 40 change players, and top 5 were getting paid, but we made it a bubble so that top 7 got paid, and ended up being a pretty good tournament. So I got some pretty good cards the first few levels. I had pretty big cards like aces and kings a few times, and they pretty much held up. So I had a pretty decent stack going into the middle section of the tournament where I was card dead, but it was fine. It was a strange tournament in that I got cards in cycles. So you see that I got cards for a while, and then I didn't get any cards at all. And so during the times when I wasn't getting cards, I still folding 30 hands in a row, and you just take a stab at the blinds. People take you for serious. And so I was able to steal some blinds just to stay afloat. So there were a few interesting hands. This was relatively early to middle position on. It was limped in to me, and I was either small blind or the button. I was in pretty lit position. I had 5 of clubs and 5 of diamonds, and I decided to just call and see a flop about 4 or 5 ways. So the flop comes out 6 of spades, 3 of diamonds, and 2 of spades. And it's checked to the middle position guy who he makes a bet, and I want to isolate him because he's smaller stacked. So my 5 of clubs and 5 of diamonds, I decide to go all in. And immediately after me, the guy who had me covered, he'd been playing well. He goes all in over the top of me, and we go, all 3 of us, all in. I know I'm in trouble. So we turned our cards over. First guy was on a draw. He had 7 8 of spades. I turned over my 5s, and the first guy had flopped a set of deuces and check raised all in. So I know I have to hit. I'm hoping for a 5 or a 4 without a spade. And the first card was the 10 of spades, not that it mattered. So he hit this flush, and I hit the 4 for the straight. So I ended up almost breaking it even and not losing way too much. So it was a pretty good hand, except for the guy who got completely unlucky. He should have beat one of us, but the hand played out. The worst hand won the big pot, and the second worst hand, me, won the side pot. Another interesting hand, again in the middle of the tournament. those are raised from under the gun, and it comes to me. There might have been one other player, and I have 7 of diamonds, 7 of spades. I decide to, just call, see how the flop goes, and play it from there. And the big blind calls behind me. So the flop comes out, 9 of clubs, 3 of hearts, 3 of clubs. My instinct is, I think the blinds might have been 1,000, 2,000, and the initial raise I had made it about 4,500, and we got in. So my initial, my gut reaction was 7 of diamonds, 7 of spades. I have the best hand, but I'm not sure because the initial raiser, the under the gun player, last time he had raised in that position, he had pocket queens. So I decide to lead out 4K, about a quarter of the pot, and see where I stand. But the big blind after me goes all in, and the under the gun player goes all in. So they both go all in. I'm thinking I could beat one of them, or I have draws. Big blind seemed like she might have hit the 3 because big blind special priced in. So I decide to fold. They turn their cards over. They have a 4-7. They're both on flush draws, and I had the best hand. Of course, I had folded already. The board ran out. Jack of diamonds, 7 of hearts. It was clean. I would have hit my set, but didn't even need the set. I would have won cleanly. So, not a great hand for me. So eventually we make it to the final table, and the top 7 were going to get paid. We put in some cash for the bubbles, and this is another stage where I had gotten hot right before, around 2 tables left. I'd gotten hot, second cycle of getting hot and cold. Got to the final table. I think I misplayed. I might have played one hand badly, but I'm not sure. There was a raise and a 3-bet, and I was on the blind side. I look at pocket queens. Bet would have put more than half my stack. So I just go all in, and they both folded, and they both claimed they had pocket pairs. So I don't know if I was going to get any more calls. I could have gotten, I guess, if I made a 3.5x raise to the 3-bet or 4-bet, if they just called. I don't think they would have shoved on me, but who knows? Either way, it played out that I got some chips, but not a lot. So I felt like I was very aggressive, but it seems like even though I felt like I was playing a lot of hands, I probably needed to play even more hands because I had a very interesting hand. So I think my timing might have just been off. About 5 of us had similar stacks, almost even stacks, and 2 other players had smaller stacks. And I was one before the button. I just tried to steal, raised with 6-9 of spades, and I should have paid attention. The blind was pretty small stacked. You might have had 50K, and the blinds, I believe, were 4-8, somewhere in that range. He had, 5-6 big blinds. He raised, he went all in. I know I'm beat, but it's pot odds, any 2 cards. I got to put him on a wide range. It turned out he had ace-10, and he hit the ace right on the window. So immediately after that, now 1 removed on the hijack. 5-6 of diamonds. I should have raised. I should have got in. But I just decided to fold because I'm still smarting from the last hand. And they all fall to the blind. So I'm like, oh, God, I should have probably raised this. So they go small blind called. There was no raise. And they played the hand out. And I had folded my 5-6 of diamonds. So I watched this hand play out. And flop was Jack 7. 3. I mean, I would have had a gutter shot. I don't know how I would have played it. I might have 3-bet, or I might have just check back. They both had checked the flop. On the turn was a 4 of diamonds, and I'm thinking, oh boy, here it comes. And then river was 3 diamonds. I would have had straight flush, but I never played it, and there was a lot of action after the turn. So I ended up finishing 5th, the lowest payout. So initially, my initial reaction was, I tried to play, I played very aggressive. Maybe I was too loose. But then again, after the fact, I'm thinking with those pocket 7s and the 5, 6 of diamonds, maybe I needed to stay in even more, play more hands. I mean, I got to let skill win out and just trust it, trust my initial reaction. And that was it. I mean, it was fun. Playing once a week. I feel like I'm staying relatively sharp, but we'll see. We'll see how it turns out with some of the bigger tournaments coming up.